Letter to Loretta, starring Loretta Young. Miss Loretta Young.
Our letter tonight is signed Thelma, and it's postmarked Hollywood. She says it all adds up to this, Loretta. I came out here 3 years ago to get into pictures. So far, nothing. They all believed in me back home and were as sure as I was that I'd be a star by now. I probably should go home, but I'm afraid to because all I have to take back with me is failure. I think you'll understand what I mean when I tell you the story of Madge. Her home was in a small town in Iowa, and her main interest in life was the amateur plays put on by the Clarin, Iowa Players. Goodbye, my sweet one. Goodbye, Jim, my darling, wherever you are. My darling, my darling.
You were marvelous.
Thanks, Mary. So are you.
Me.
Have you got a hanky?
Oh, sure. Why, Madge, you cried. You cried real tears in that last scene.
Madge, you were swell, just swell.
Oh, well,
Thanks, Brad.
she was magnificent.
How about you two stars giving us a hand, huh?
Oh, sure.
Care to join me for a hamburger and a cup of coffee before the diner closes?
Oh, Brad, how can you be so square? Don't you see she's emotionally all worked up? She needs a pressure chamber, not a hamburger. She's just given a performance.
Oh, Mary. Oh.
Gee, Madge, I'm sorry.
That's all right, Brad. And I'd love to, huh?
Meet me at the car. You know where it's
Yeah,
parked.
sure. I know where it is. Come on, let's get going.
Oh, that's what I mean about the men in this town.
Oh?
They're all such squares.
Oh, but you.
Oh, Madge, you just can't go on wasting your talent in this whistle stuff. Why, they'd lose their minds over you in Hollywood.
Oh, Mary, if I could just be sure.
You can be sure, believe me.
Oh?
By stars dragging down a million a week can't do what you did here tonight.
Please. Oh, Mary, don't say things like that.
No, honestly. Why, a girlfriend of mine lives in Hollywood, and she told me that none of those movie stars can cry real tears.
Really?
Yes, that's glycerin.
No.
She lived in Hollywood, so she knows.
Mary? Mary, I got news for you. I'm going to do it.
Huh?
No, this time I mean it. Oh, friends don't lie. And all my friends have told me that I should be in movies.
Oh, man.
Oh, of course, I can't expect miracles. It'll take a while, I guess.
Sure, but well, you're an actress. They won't have to teach you all that stuff the way they do with most of them.
Oh.
I bet it won't take more than a year.
Oh, Mary, hold that thought, will you? 1 year, huh?
I won't need to. Just one measly little year and you'll be a movie star. With diamond bracelets up to your elbows.
Oh. Oh, Mary.
But, Madge, you'll be leaving everything you're used to, everybody you've ever known.
You mean like Aunt Helen? Or that living room that hasn't had a window open since Uncle Harry died 10 years ago?
You won't always live there.
Or my job at the bank? That anyone who knows their ABCs could do?
And you won't always have that job. Remember, you're going to have a home of your own on Oak Hill
But,
someday.
Brad, everyone tells me I have talent. And I've just got to try my wings.
Yeah, but you can do that right here with the Clarin Players.
Oh, you just don't know what I'm talking about. Nobody does unless they're bitten with the same bug.
What bug?
Why, to act, to sing, to accomplish something big. Bigger than Clarin, bigger than myself. I have about as much chance of getting that chance in Clarin as I have of having twins. I read in a book someplace where the chance of that is 1 out of every 100,000.
But it happens.
Not in my family. And movie stars don't happen in Clarin. Brad, I've just got to go to Hollywood. I have got to give myself 1 year.
All right.
Oh.
But, Madge, you know I love you. And I have the feeling that if you go away, you'll never come back. You don't love me, do you?
Oh. Brad, I think I do, but if I don't give myself this chance to make good, I'll never know how I feel about you or anything.
I guess you're right.
You do understand, don't you, Brad, huh?
Not me. I just know when I'm licked.
Oh.
You've got something inside you that's more important than me or you or your own personal life. It's something that means happiness to you, but doesn't make you happy. Now, I don't understand, Madge, but I love you. Well, I do.
Brad, you're the best friend I have, Brad. I couldn't like anyone more than I do you. And you've just got to be on my side because, well, success wouldn't mean anything to me if you weren't.
That I am.
Oh, Brad.
Come on, let's go. Madge, you were swell, just swell.
Why, they'd lose their minds over you in Hollywood.
Hollywood, 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 Hollywood. Friends don't lie to you. Everyone tells me I should be in the movies.
You cried real tears in that last scene. With diamond bracelets up to your elbows.
I'm going to have diamond bracelets up to my elbow.
I liked it better without the junk jewelry. But you made a sale, Madge.
Yeah.
When did she say she wants it delivered?
Wednesday. She's going to wear it to the premiere. Oh. I wonder what it'd feel like to own a dress like this, huh?
You'll find out one of these days.
I wonder. It's been over a year now.
Madge, put that junk back in the showcase, will you?
Yeah, sure. A year and 3 days to be exact. 2 screen tests, 2 bit parts that were cut out of the picture, and 2 million calls to casting directors. Oh, I don't know. Hollywood keeps screaming for fresh talent. And then they starve us out. What's all about, anyway?
Keep your lid on. You've had twice the breaks most girls get out here.
I haven't had any breaks. That's what's killing me.
Madge, a break is a chance to be seen. You've had 2 screen tests and 2 calls.
So what? Nothing's come of them.
I know.
Siri, do you believe I have what it takes? Now, come on, I want an honest answer. Do you? Do you?
Who knows? But if I were you, I think I'd go back home.
Oh, Siri, I couldn't do that. That'd be like admitting failure. I couldn't.
The good Lord loaded you with gifts, Madge. You've got plenty. But have you got that extra something that makes an actress great?
I think I have. And all my friends back home thought I had. But how do I know?
Honey, you've had chances and nothing's happened.
Yeah, but what kind of chances? 2 screen tests, they were terrible. My makeup was awful. My clothes were terrible. Sit me down, would you please, Siri?
Look, Madge, I've been wrong plenty of times. But one thing I do know.
What?
There's more to being a movie star than just wanting to be one. I found that out the hard way.
You?
Well, I certainly didn't start out with the idea of running a dress shop with one hand and a husband and 2 kids with the other.
You mean you wanted to be an actress, too?
So much I could taste it. I won a beauty contest back home. Miss Harkness County of 1940.
Oh.
I won a trip to Hollywood. My dad staked me to stay out here and take a crack at movies.
Well, what happened?
I cracked first.
Oh, Siri, I don't understand how you could settle for less. I just don't understand it.
I didn't settle for less. I settled for more, Madge. There are other ways of being successful and being a picture star, you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's probably Sam. I left word for him to meet me over here. Oh, hi, Sam.
Hi, baby.
Well, well, if it isn't the poor man's William Morris. Sit down.
Save the funny cracks.
Now,
I got your message, honey. What's on your mind?
a job, Sam, a job. You were supposed to be my agent, and I haven't heard from you in 10 days, not even a phone call.
What's the call about? I'm working on it every minute. I'm pitching you to every producer in town.
And they're pitching me right back at you, is that it?
Oh, honey, come on. Take it easy. Things are slow.
Well, other people are working, Sam. You heard her. It isn't as if I were asking for a part now. I'd be satisfied with extra work, even.
Honey, that union's been closed for a year. This town is busting at the seams with extras.
All right, then what is the answer?
I don't know.
How do I get noticed? How do I get noticed around here?
I don't know. Maybe television's the answer.
What do you
There's
mean?
a show I know about. Look, have you got a newspaper here?
Yeah, there's one in the dressing room. I'll get it.
Why don't you tell her to go home where she belongs?
I thought you couldn't make it. I would.
Just breaks my heart to see anyone try to win in this Hollywood rat race.
Could be you're a little prejudiced. Could be you're a little bitter.
Could be. But I just hate to see nice people mess up their lives with adolescent pipe dreams.
Look, Siri, I'll make a deal with you. You don't tell me how to pick talent, and I won't tell you how to make dresses.
Here, is this it?
Yeah, thanks, honey. I want to look at the TV line.
Oh.
Let's see. There it is, Sandy Ware Show. Ambition, please.
Hey, you can win money on that show.
Money, what's money? Ambition, please, is a showcase. Ted Maskin watches it all the time.
The producer? Oh, Sam, can you get me on?
This I guarantee.
Oh,
What's more, when the date's set, I'll let them know about it.
oh, that'll be wonderful. Because I have a feeling. I have a feeling that this TV show may change my whole life.
$50 for each of you, and for the lovely lady, a full year's supply of gorgeous nylons. Eugene Hall and Marion Lane, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a big send-off. And now let's meet our next lovely guest, Miss Madge Mason. Madge, come on out here and meet the people. Pardon my expression, Madge. Wow, you really look lovely.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Ware.
And what is your ambition, please?
To be a movie star.
Well, you can't miss, believe me. How about that, folks? Have you done any picture work, Madge?
Yes, I have. I've done 2 bit parts.
Oh, you work for a quarter?
Oh, no. I do little parts in motion pictures, you know. Of course, back home.
Back home. Now, wait a minute. Now, where's back home?
Clare in Iowa.
Clare in Iowa.
Uh-huh. I was a star in all the little theater plays back there.
Well, let's see if we can find an Iowan to help Madge out in the sketch she's going to do tonight. All right, Hawkeyes, raise your hands. 5, 10, 15, 20. Say, you're certainly out in force tonight. Now, do we have anybody here from Claren, Iowa? One hand, a gentleman down there in the 3rd row. You're from Claren, Iowa?
Yes, sir.
Well, come on right up and let's all meet you. Let him out, folks. Come right up, sir. Let's have a big welcome for the man from Claren. Not yet, not yet.
Oh, yes.
Welcome to Ambition, please. And your name, sir?
Bradley Delmar.
Bradley Delmar. And your business?
Home furnishings. I run a home furnishing store back in Claren. I'm here on a business trip.
Well, I'm going to turn that into a pleasure trip right now by having you meet a beautiful girl from your hometown, Miss Madge Mason.
Hi, Madge.
Oh, Brad!
That's me, her Aunt Helen. She sends her love.
Oh,
Say, this young fella doesn't waste much time getting acquainted, does he, folks?
Oh, Mr. Ware, Brad and I have known each other since we were kids.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. Why, we played on the same baseball team together. Brad was the catcher, and I was the shortstop, right? Huh?
And if you'd stayed with it, you'd been in the majors today.
Oh,
Well,
Brad,
how
I'm
about
so
that,
glad.
folks? Not only has Ambition, Please brought 2 people together from the same town, but 2 old friends.
Right.
Everybody in town knows Madge. She's our most famous citizen.
Oh, well, that's just because Claren is a small town. Oh, but it's a very pleasant place to live in, isn't it?
Does that mean you're coming back?
Well,
This little lady belongs to Hollywood now, Mr. Delmar. And she's going to share her great talent with our studio audience here tonight. We have a sketch, and we want...
I hope it's a sad one. She can cry real tears.
Now, you watch that, Mr. Delmar. You're going to wind up being a press agent. Yes, I'd like to have you play the girl, Madge.
yes.
And your partner will play the boy. Simple enough?
Well, I ought to warn you, I'm not an actor.
Well, who knows?
Everybody in Claren.
We may have a surprise for those folks back in Claren tonight.
You know, I was in a show with Madge once. I was the rainstorm until the hose got away from me and shot through the window.
Oh, I remember that. It was absolutely wonderful. It was the high spot of the whole show. Everybody in the first 4 rows got soaked to the skin.
And the paper said the next day between Madge's death scene and me, there wasn't a dry patron in the house.
Oh.
Well, it's certainly been a privilege to share this wonderful experience, folks. Yes, indeed. This has been an experience I'll never forget. $50 for each one of you, and for the lady, a genuine Kamek wristwatch. Yes, indeed. Madge Mason and Bradley Dalmar. Let's give them a great big hand, folks. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Hello? This is Sam Brown. Let me talk to Mr. Maskin, please. Mr. Maskin? This is just a routine call so I can tell Madge I talked to you. Got any ideas how I can break the bad news to her easy like? Give me that again, Mr. Maskin. Charming? Natural? Yeah, that's what she is, all right. Oh, no, not with me, but we'll be there the first thing in the morning with my contract pen all filled and ready for use.
Thank you.
That's your fourth cup?
What's the difference? I won't sleep tonight anyway.
Oh, come on now, Madge. It's not the end of the world.
It is to me. I just get sick when I think of Maskin watching that show. Here I had my chance to act, and what did I do? I had an old home week up there.
Tell him it was my fault.
Tell him I won't even see him. I don't know what happened to me. I forgot everything I was there for.
Maybe that proves this acting business isn't as important as you thought it was.
Why, it's my whole life.
Now, you're too real a person to mean that.
Oh, Brad. You're not going to be like Siri and Aunt Helen. And you don't want me to go back home? To that dreary job in the bank and that tomb of a house that Aunt Helen lives in?
No, but I've got a better idea. Do you remember the class party up in the Grove?
Yeah.
And you told me someday you'd like to live in a house way up on the top of Oak Hill.
Yeah.
And I promised to build it for you?
Yeah.
Well, Madge, I kept my promise. The house was almost finished before I started this trip.
Really?
So you won't have to go back to Aunt Helen's and no dreary job at the bank.
Well, now that means that you feel sorry for me.
That means I love you. Of course, I go along with the house, so you'll have a husband to look after.
Madge! I've been tracking you down for 2 hours. You sure got billing tonight, honey. I had you paged in every spot in town.
Oh.
What are you drinking that stuff for? Where's the champagne?
Oh, stop clowning, Sam. I know what
Stop clowning, she tells her agent. Hey, you're the guy to work with her. Put her there, pal. You were sensational.
Huh?
How'd you do it?
Do what?
Look at him talk himself down. And you, honey. Honey, you really outdid yourself. You never delivered like that before. And how's about the way Ware pulled it off? This man's a real showman. Hey, where are you from, anyway?
From Clarence.
Huh?
That's right, Sam. He's from Clarence.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. We were kids together.
Look, do me a favor.
What?
Don't tell Maskin. He caught the show. He thought it was one of Ware's offbeat setups. All he could talk about is how natural you were, like it wasn't acting at all.
It wasn't.
No, forget it. What he doesn't know won't give him ulcers. Honey, it's 9 o'clock tomorrow morning in his office.
Sam! Oh, Sam, isn't that wonderful?
This might be it, Madge. I sure hope so for you.
Gee, so do I.
Now, look,
Huh?
don't stay out late tonight.
No.
It'll look like $1 million in the morning.
Well, I certainly will or die trying.
I'll pick you up at 8:30.
That'll be fine, 8:30.
Hey, you'd be pretty good in pictures yourself. You ride? Swim? Dance? Got a tuxedo? Stick around. I might sign you up. 8:30. Night, honey.
That's right. Good night. Oh, Fred, isn't that wonderful? Oh, it's like a dream come true.
I'm glad I was with you when you got the good news.
Oh. You don't mean that. You're not happy for me. And oh, you would be if you knew how much it meant to me.
Sweetheart, I love you. Whatever you want most, I want to.
Oh,
Here's to happiness.
yes. To success.
Happiness is success, Madge.
Good morning, Mr. Maskin. Good morning.
Morning, Sam.
Well, there she is.
Morning, Miss Mason.
Good morning.
I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but after watching you last night, I wanted to take another look at your test.
Oh.
It's not bad at all.
Oh, thank you.
You certainly did a fine job on that show last night, young lady.
Oh, thank you.
An excellent job. You were relaxed, natural, just great.
That's exactly what I said to her last night, almost word for word.
Miss Mason,
Yes, sir.
how much rehearsal did you have on the television show?
Oh, she did it cold, Mr. Maskin. Absolutely cold.
Well, what you saw wasn't rehearsed at all.
Oh?
No, you see, we did have a rehearsed skit that I was supposed to do with somebody that they picked out from the audience. But, well, when Brad came up on the stage, I was just so happy to see him that I forgot all about the skit for a minute. And, well, then when I remembered it, they were just sort of shoving us off the stage.
You mean you weren't acting last night, is that it?
Yes, sir, that's it. I wasn't acting. Oh, I'm sorry, Sam. Wouldn't have done any good to lie about it anyway.
It's okay, baby. After all, honesty is one of the first things every good actress should have, right, Mr. Maskin?
Yes. Yes, it is, Miss Mason. Come over here a moment. Sit down. I'd like to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Cigarette?
No, thank you.
Do you think you're a good actress?
Yes, I do, Mr. Maskin. I know I have talent. You see, I love acting. And, well, this may sound silly to you, but when I act, I cry real tears.
No, that's not silly. That's good.
Oh.
I think you have talent, but it has to be developed. Before we invest money in an actor, we've got to be sure of much more than talent.
Oh, but isn't it talent that makes us star?
Talent and wanting to be a success more than anything else in the world.
Oh, of course.
Your work has to be your one and only consideration. Your personal life goes out of existence. When you're climbing to the top, you have nothing but rough going, Madge. You've got to be tireless, absolutely dedicated, and tough enough to fight anything standing in your way, including your own personal emotions.
Oh, but when you get to be a star...
Then you start the main bout. The big fight to stay a star. You see, it's what you do with that success, what you pay for it, that really counts. And if you can't take on the whole world single-handed, or believe that you can, then you're counted out.
Take it easy, Mr. Maskin. You want to scare her to death, then sign her up.
You can't tell facts with fairy tales, Sam. I put it to you straight, Miss Mason. I've been as honest as I know how to be. Now it's up to you.
Oh. If ever we should meet again, I could look at him and laugh and say, of course I remember you. 2 or 3 loves ago. Or I could pretend that I didn't remember him. But I won't. No, I won't. If ever we meet again, I'll put my hand in his and we'll walk into the future together. If we ever meet again.
I still think they were crazy in Hollywood. Honestly, Madge, you get better all the time.
Oh, thanks, Mary. Have you got a hanky?
Oh, sure. But I'd better get changed.
Yeah, okay.
Sweetheart, you were wonderful.
Oh, thanks, Brad. And my 2 boys. What did you think of Mama's performance? Oh, I got a good review. Well, come along, darlings. Come on. We'll all go home now, huh? Ready? Let's go. You know, Thelma, it often happens in life that what seems like failure to us is the beginning of our real success. I believe that Madge is a successful woman because she decided on all this and heaven, too. Well, good night. I'll see you next week.